Hello, everybody, and welcome to Filmoscopy, a show where three bros discuss classic and new movies alike. And today's movie is one of the, great summer blockbusters, the first Jurassic Park, directed by Steven Spielberg, starring, what the hell is that guy's name? Hold on.
I ain't the one with Wikipedia, bro.
His name's Sam Neill. I always forget his name. I can remember like every other character or every other actor, but Sam Neill I just cannot remember. But yeah, starring.
We also have Cody's favorite actor. Yes,
just
the name
gold.
Right now.
Blue.
Jeff.
Life.
Silver. No, Jeff Goldblum.
Life. What if I hooked up a computer and it had some porn on it, and we perhaps jacked off
here at apartments.com.
So
yeah, Cody one time Cody was like, this is like years ago. I guess it's after the Thor Ragnarok movie came out. And Cody goes, Jeff Goldblum just sounds like a really interesting man.
Well, but the reason I said that is I fell down a rabbit hole of him doing like interviews on Conan.
Yeah,
and he is just such a peculiar person.
Like he's like eccentric or something. Like
yeah, he's very eccentric. It's worth looking up some of those interviews.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of
they're very interesting.
It kind of shows in like how he's like this is his MO for acting. It's just him going, he probably definitely puts a lot of himself into that shit.
It's like he's got like 17 things in his mind at once, and he's trying to filter them out to figure out what he needs.
This
to
is
say.
the movie that made him famous, right? Like this was his big break.
I think it's The Fly.
Oh yeah, it was The Fly.
I would say it's The Fly.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was in the 80s. This was kind of like, this put him on a blockbuster level, because horror movies usually don't get to a blockbuster level.
Yeah. And this was like one of the greatest, money makers of like all time until Titanic.
Yeah. And this movie's way better than Titanic, but real quick question before we get super into the movie. Cody, what did you want to say about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
All right, fellas.
Turtles got it on.
The other day, PlayStation did a little presentation called A State of Play. And I'm watching this dumpster fire happen. And I'm thinking, man, a lot of this stuff just looks totally boring to me. And then all of a sudden, I hear the Ninja Turtles music start playing. And
wait. Can I sing it real quick? My girlfriend hates it.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Oh, you fucking ruined it, Owen. You fucking ruined it.
Turtles got it on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Turtles in your asshole.
Go ahead, Cody. He ruined the whole fucking thing. Go ahead.
So the Ninja Turtles music starts playing. And the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga Collection is revealed. It has all of the old Konami games in it. All of the arcade, NES, Super Nintendo, Genesis, and Game Boy games in one package. And it made me like basically jump for joy, metaphorically. Because for years I've been wanting to replay one game in particular, Turtles in Time.
Oh my god!
Is that one of the NES ones?
Oh man, I just swallowed a frog. I hope that wasn't an ancestor.
Oh, I just swallowed some cum. I hope that wasn't an ancestor. Oh.
Turtles in Time.
I think I've done that exact fucking joke on here before.
I think you did. It never gets old, though.
It never gets old. It pops into my head every time.
I'm going to see if I can't find that clip just for Cody to dump it where he goes, I hope it's not an ancestor.
I hope he wasn't a...
So, the Turtles in Time game has nothing to do with the movie, but it was like, those side-scrolling beat-em-up type games that I used to love playing on the Super Nintendo when I was a kid. And it's in this collection. And I think it's like the first time it's been available on a modern console.
Oh, the SNES one? This one's like really good, actually.
Yeah. And they did like a weird 3D remake back in like 2008 or 9, something like that, for the 360. And it only was up on the marketplace for like a few years, and then they pulled it down, I guess, because Ubisoft is the one that actually did the remake, and they lost the license to it. So it'll be the first time since I was a kid I'll be able to actually play this game. But there's also other good games in there, like the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade game, which is, you know, kind of a precursor to that Turtles in Time.
Mm.
But yeah, I just didn't know if you all had ever played any of those old games or anything. But I'm like super excited.
Yeah, I played the
out.
NES one, but I don't remember the name of the NES one. But I remember hating it because it was fucking hard as shit.
Yeah, there's a few on the NES. I know the first one was like, it was a port of the arcade game.
I think it might be a port. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Who's the guy in the Joe Rogan podcast that he like tells to pull shit up? His name's like Jamie. Jamie, pull that up for me.
Maybe his name is Jamie.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the Joe Rogan Experience?
I've heard about it. I remember watching his episodes or seeing that.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's always, like, telling some guy off, like, camera. He's like, hey, Jamie, pull that up for me. And that's what I'm, like, fucking... I feel like I'm doing that here when I'm typing in the computer.
You should, like,
hey,
yell.
Jamie, give me a beat.
Boom. Pop.
Yo, DJ Lethal!
Pop.
Bring it on!
Pop. Boom. Pop. Yeah, okay.
COVID is a falsity. Yeah.
So PlayStation has their own, like, Nintendo Direct?
Yeah, so they have this thing every once in a while called State of Play. Now, usually they're smaller, and then like once or twice a year, maybe they'll have like a PlayStation Presents sort of thing, which is like the big, like, where you're going to see a lot of like the blockbuster games. But the State of Plays happen like once every 2 or 3 months, and this one was purely focused on like Japanese developers and publishers and stuff. So that's why that collection was announced there, because Konami is the one that publishes it.
Yeah, fuck you, Konami.
There were a couple things in that presentation that I am interested in playing, but overall it was kind of lackluster.
One quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Why, just like, you know, seeing how games get pulled off of the online, why do games like license, like, eventually run out and they pull the fucking game? What is the point of that?
So, like, for example, look at Activision. For years, Activision had the licenses to, like, a lot of the Marvel games. You know, like the old, you know, Spider-Man games. Like, I think Activision published the Spider-Man movie video games. And they did, like, Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions and Edge of Time and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But once they lose the license, it's up to the license holder, which, you know, is Marvel or whoever actually owned it at the time, and then they go out and find other things. A lot of times they pull the licenses, especially nowadays, because like they don't want just one publisher really having access to the license. They'd rather spread it around. Like that was a mistake that Disney made with Star Wars, where they gave the license up to EA on a 10-year deal, and EA literally made 4 games in that 10 years,
most of them
and only
sucked
like
ass.
Yeah, and only one of them is really, like, beloved, and that's Jedi Fallen Order. Yeah. So now it's like, well, EA is still allowed to make games, but they pulled the exclusivity from it, and they're allowing, like, Ubisoft and other developers and publishers to make Star Wars games, which, to me, makes more sense. Like, why not get the best, like, better talent on it instead of just relying on one group to, you know, do stuff with it.
Yeah, so wouldn't that encourage more physical sales? Because if you have the physical copy, they can't pull the game, correct?
Yeah.
Right, yeah, you can still find a physical copy of any of these games if they made them on physical versions, of course. Because like that Turtles in Time, it was called Reshelled. It was digital only, so like if you didn't buy it at the time, you don't have access to it anymore. And that's something else, is like if you buy the game digitally and then they pull the license and pull it from the store, then you still are able to download and play it. It's just
didn't you have an experience though where you had a game bought and you couldn't go back? Or was that because you had to switch your Xbox account?
No, so the thing you're thinking of is PT on PlayStation.
Gotcha, okay, yeah.
Yeah, and that was a completely different thing. That wasn't technically, since PT was free, I think they were able to like pull it and be like, okay, you know, if you don't already have it installed on your console, then you just can't access it.
Yeah.
Because you didn't pay any money for it. So, like for me, what had happened was I had uninstalled it from that first PlayStation I had, that PS4, And then they came out with this announcement or whatever, and I was like, oh shit, well I don't have it installed anymore, so I'm just screwed.
Gotcha. Okay, I remember something similar like that. But you remember you think because that was going to end up being a Silent Hill game, right?
Yes, it was a teaser for a Silent Hill game.
Didn't it have
with starring Norman
and
Reedus?
his baby fetus.
But yeah, I didn't want to. I just remember Cody saying something about that. All right, Owen. We just got done doing the Jeff Goldblum. Yes, okay. I think this is where you finish up the synopsis of the movie.
Well,
maybe?
let me just talk about.
There it is.
That life finds a way to fuck you in the ass.
Well, it is true. Yeah. It is very true.
So yeah, we have Sam Neill as Dr. Grant, Laura Dern as Dr. Sadler, Jeff Goldblum, of course, as Dr. Malcolm, and the standout actor in this that I think does the best is Richard Attenborough as Dr. Hammond.
Now, do you guys remember what movie we've discussed that had Laura Dern?
Yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
Blue Velvet.
Oh yeah,
Blue Velvet.
Yeah, so and this is like our third movie we've done directed by Steven Spielberg. So,
Duel was the first one. Yeah, it was the first movie we did was Duel. That's Steven's first movie.
Then we did another.
What was the other one?
I don't remember though. It's been so long. Anyway,
it's been so long.
This movie was based on.
I need to know what the fuck we're talking about now. Go ahead, sorry.
This movie was based on a book by Michael Crichton.
It's based on a real life story.
I wish. Every 3-year-old me would be like, dude, that's fucking badass, dude. Dinosaurs are real. But yeah, the book was written by Michael Crichton. It's a little bit different. I think most of the plot is the same. It's just there's some differences between like the characters and like how they're portrayed and how much characterization they have, which I'll probably talk about as I get into the story.
So you've read the book?
I think we only did 2 Spielberg movies.
I could have sworn we did another one.
Duel and this one. I don't think we've done another one.
We did Schindler's Fist.
No, we didn't. We did Silent Hill.
No, actually.
Oh wait, no, you're right. You're right. The movie we did was Silent Hill Revelation. That was a Steven.
Oh yeah, I forgot. That was a really good one. No, yeah, you're talking about Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. That was a fucking Steven Spielberg classic.
Man, our most downloaded episode for some fucking reason.
They love it. They can't get enough of it.
I mean, do they? I wonder. Like, I want to get feedback from like the 3 people who listen. Is it better when I shit on a movie and Owen and Cody are just laughing that I'm shitting on a movie, or what? Because that's all I did in that fucking episode.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it was a fun episode. It was kind of fun.
It was a fun episode. I'm just like, look, this movie's hypocritical and the fans that love it are fucking stupid.
I want a squirrel. Poor baby squirrel.
I want a squirrel.
But to answer your question, Cody, I actually have not read the book. I have just heard so much shit from people who have read the book. And
you get talked to like that one meme of the guy at the party leaning in real close to that girl's ear.
Yeah.
Just has like a disgusted look on her face.
Hey, babe, you know that in the Jurassic Park book, actually, Dr. Grant and Dr. Sadler aren't together, so it creates a whole different dynamic.
Here's the thing, too. That meme is literally me talking to Brittany, my girlfriend, about anything wrestling or anything Star Wars. So I was trying to get her to watch the Star Wars movies because, hey, there's only 9 of them. And she goes, no. I'm like, okay, let's watch The Empire Strikes Back. And she paused and she thought. She goes, that sounds familiar. I'm like, it's a Star Wars movie. I was like, I should have just named them off. We're going to watch A New Hope. But I was like, now we're watching all the Marvel movies, so I get like 26 movies of this. I'm like, woohoo.
Hell yeah. But
that's me like talking to her. I'm like, oh, see, Jeff Hardy debuted on AEW. And she's just like, fuck, I don't care.
We can tie this into Star Wars as well because our favorite franchise owner or franchise, I guess, producer Kathleen Kennedy was one of the producers on this movie.
I thought you were going to bring up George Lucas.
I wish. I mean, he's connected in a way. Like, So I think
Him
the
and
person
Spielberg are like best buds, right?
Yeah, they're like best buddies. So I think the guy who did like a lot of the sounds, like mostly worked at like Lucas. I forget what his production company is that does like the sound. I think it's just Lucas.
It's ILM, isn't it? Something.
Yeah,
Light
Industrial
and
Lights and
Magic.
Magic. So
Yeah, there you go.
I think he like worked for them and he did a lot of the dinosaur sounds in this. But
So let me real quick question. Since Lucas did Star Wars, Spielberg did Jurassic Park, is Indiana Jones like the love child of Star Wars and Jurassic Park? Since like Lucas is a producer, Spielberg's the directors in those movies.
I think. Well, the thing is George Lucas has like he's kind of hands on, with Indiana Jones.
But it's still kind of like the love child, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, this Jurassic Park came out after Indiana Jones.
Well, so there's a little incest in it. Don't give it too much thought, you
this
fucker.
stepdad.
Hey, stepbro, I'm stuck in the washer. But yeah, I was kind of curious. Like, I knew Spielberg. Like, he didn't write this movie though, did he? He's not so much a writer of his stuff.
Yeah, no, he didn't write really a lot of this. I mean, he had directorial say and like a lot of the stuff that.
They changed a bunch.
Yeah, a lot of the changes come from Spielberg. The writers are Michael Crichton and a guy called David Coep.
Well, I remember watching it because I watched this movie twice, but they actually commissioned the writer of the book to write the script. And then they did a bunch of like rewrites off of his draft. So like the original writer was the author of the book.
Yeah.
Yeah, Steven Spielberg's like, well, I think the T-Rex needs to be a little bit
I
bigger.
think we need to say the T-Rex is cock and balls.
Where's that fat kid from Hook? I'm going to feed him to the T-Rex.
I love it when the T-Rex...
We don't have it. Just give him a fucking goat. Okay.
Goat. How can you feed a goat?
What's wrong, kid? You didn't have lamb chops before? I happen to be a vegetarian.
So I guess I'll ask you guys, what was your first interaction with this here movie? And
oh gosh,
I guess I'll start with Lance.
I didn't see it in theaters because it came out in '93, so I would have been 5. My sister would have been born, so there wasn't a lot of movie watching at the time, like at the theaters. I probably saw it whenever they released it on home video. I definitely remember watching it on DVD. Probably watching on VHS before. And my dad still has this TV. But in 2002, so like 9 years later, he was looking to buy a big screen television. And there was one at, I think it wasn't Best Buy. It may have been, Circuit City or something like that. I can't remember. But it was like a 65-inch fatback. It's a huge TV. He still has it and it still works. But they were playing Jurassic Park with a surround sound on this television. And that's what, like hearing the sound and seeing the picture on this television, because it was a pretty big deal for us. Before that, we had like a 35 Zenith. So, I remember watching it on the big screen TV a lot because he loved, like, just the sound. Like, this movie is very loud because, Lucasfilm.
Yeah.
But like the surround sound on big screen TV, this movie is just like fucking awesome. And of the 3 original trilogy, if you want to call it that, of the Jurassic Park, this is the best one, obviously.
Yeah, this is.
But yeah, it's probably when I was a kid, probably
sure.
like 97, 98. It's probably the first time I remember watching it, probably because it was definitely like VHS, but more than likely it was probably DVD too. So, but yeah, that was my first experience. I've always loved this movie, so.
All right. Sex?
Until today, motherfuckers. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So for me, this came out a year after I was born. So this is one of those movies that like
you don't fucking remember it.
I just always remember having like the VHS
and the bottle in his hand going goo goo gaga.
Said no, Daddy, I'm gonna put it in the VCR.
Put it in backwards. Fuck up the whole thing.
You fucked up the VCR. That motherfucker was $300.
Just squeeze the bottle into the VCR. He doesn't know what he's doing. So yeah, I remember watching it a few times when I was a kid, but I don't think I really. How do I want to put this? I liked it as a kid, but it wasn't one of those movies that really hooked me. After my wife and I moved in together, we watched it a bunch because this is her favorite movie of all time, and so I've seen it in the last 12 years or so. I've probably seen this movie 20 or 30 times.
And me and Owen, I was talking to Owen, last week at some point about the Spinosaurus.
Oh,
and what was the other one, Owen? From the Crators?
Yeah, the ones that show up in the second movie. It's the Spinosaurus. Or no, I think the Spinosaurus. No, it's the third movie.
That's the third movie.
Yeah, it's the Spinosaurus and the Ceratosaurus.
Yeah, but there's the one that it's in. I was telling you about it. It was in that movie Dinosaurs.
Oh, that's the Carnotaurus.
That Disney animated movie. I think that was
Creatorosaurus
or something like that.
Yeah,
it's the Ceratosaurus.
Yeah, Ceratosaurus. Okay, my bad. Yeah, I kept saying it wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, how that movie, because that movie portrayed it as bigger than the T-Rex and was fucking fierce and looking at real life, not real life.
Every movie that that has a theropod dinosaur in it after Jurassic Park is well, we gotta find a dinosaur that's just more badass than the T-Rex from Jurassic Park, dude.
Yeah, and you notice they run out because when Jurassic World rolls around,
they have to make up fucking genetically engineered ones.
Why are they bigger? Why are they always bigger?
What if we mixed a T-Rex and a raptor together? Brilliant.
Oh, this last thing, I guess, is the thing that they created for this. It's a T-Rex, a raptor, a Spinosaurus, a Ceratosaurus. How do you say it again?
Ceratosaurus.
Ceratosaurus and a couple other things mixed together is what's supposed to be this last thing. I looked it up on the Jurassic Park Wiki.
Oh, the one that's coming out in a few months.
Yeah, it has fucking Dr. Grant and Dr. Sadler in, which is weird because and this will probably be actually I don't think this will be a contentious thing to say on the podcast, that I don't think the characters in this movie outside of fucking John Hammond are interesting. So I don't really care that Dr. Grant or Dr. Sadler are coming back.
You don't like Newman?
No. Newman's hilarious.
They someone put that scene where the dinosaur spits the mucus. I always thought it was ink when I was a kid.
Yeah.
When it spit in his face, they played that whole fucking scene with the Seinfeld laugh track in it, and it's fucking incredible.
It is really funny.
I'll just send it to you guys. It won't do any justice on the podcast. I'll just send it to you. It's fucking hilarious. But yeah, he was awesome. Of course, it's so weird seeing Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
In this movie before he became really big as an actor. Because this is right before Pulp Fiction, I believe.
Yeah. He's not screaming, I am tired of these motherfucking dinosaurs and this motherfucking theme park.
Oh, hey, Owen, real quick. When I cut you off, me and Cody had just went through our first experiences. What was your first experience with the movie?
So in my head...
Or the franchise in general.
Yeah, I'll have to do it that way because I can't remember which one I watched first. As a kid,
Owen's I was conceived in the movie theater on opening
and then
night.
I was born 6 years
7
later.
years later.
Yeah, 7 years later I was born. I just didn't want to come out, I come out of the vagina full fucking grown. I'm 6 years old. Hey, what's up?
Those dinosaurs are scary.
Yeah, that's why I fucking stayed in there, dude. I was scared.
This is a stupid joke, but Bill Engvall, the Here's Your Sign guy, he was really famous 20 years ago. He said his buddy got his wife a cake for her birthday, but to be a joke because she's 38, because she felt so old, he got one cake with a 3 and the other cake with an 8. And a woman came up to him and says, "Oh my God, is it twins?" And he goes, "Yes, ma'am. My wife was in labor for 5 years. Here's your son."
Are they twins?
But yeah, so Owen, you were in labor for 6 years after this movie.
Yeah, and that's when I came out. That's when I finally watched it. But all three of the. When did Jurassic Park 3 come out? I think it came out before I was born.
2003.
Okay, so yeah, all...
Maybe it's 2003. It may have been 2005. Hold on.
Was it really that late?
Yeah.
Came out 2001. 2001.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
So all three of the movies kind of like blend together for me as a kid. But I remember it didn't really matter which one I watched. I loved them because I loved the dinosaurs as a kid. Because I was one of those kids. So, yeah, I don't know. Growing up with this movie got me like interested at a young age in like paleontology and shit, which I'm not really into anymore. But yeah, I mean, this was like one of my first like weird interests that I got obsessed over.
It's funny because in the 90s especially, it feels like dinosaur related things were just everywhere.
I think it's partly because of this movie.
Well, it's also partly
Jurassic
because
Park
of, sorry, go ahead, Cody.
You had Jurassic Park, the Land Before Time movies. You had that Disney dinosaur movie.
We also had the fucking dinosaurs from Mighty Morphin.
We had the fucking dinosaurs that had sex.
The dinosaurs television series where they all die in the last episode.
We had Turok.
Oh yeah, Turok. That's a good Dino Crisis.
So yeah, like fucking in the 90s and like the early 2000s, there was just like a saturated glut of fucking dinosaur shit. So, you know, being born in 2000, I guess I was on the tail end of it, but I still couldn't escape that shit, and I loved dinosaurs as a kid.
Do you still love them now?
Yeah, they make me horny. I think I stopped.
Well, okay.
I stopped liking them.
It's because a man in a dinosaur suit snatched you when you were a child.
Like a Barney suit.
Oh yeah, there's another dinosaur.
There's
Barney.
another.
I forgot.
The dinosaurs in Barney are fucking more scary than the ones in Jurassic Park. Shit.
I love you.
You love me. Fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say now. Damn it.
Oh, when you watched, you didn't know which was the first one you watched, but you just loved it.
Yeah, I made that point. I don't remember what I was gonna transition into. Oh well, whatever.
Oh, everything was being popular with dinosaurs.
Yeah, like there was like a glut of dinosaur-related media and shit. Oh yeah, I stopped liking dinosaurs partly because like they started coming out with feathers. I thought feathers were lame.
Well, a velociraptor's like a giant turkey.
Yeah, I mean now I understand like they're not. When I was a kid, I just thought they were like monsters that were cool. I mean now, like you know, it's like they're fucking animals. Like they're not gonna look like you know.
They lost the mistake of the legend for you.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what's that reminds me of? Sorry to cut you off again, but that reminds me. You know that game that came out last year, Jurassic World Evolution, where you like make your own.
Yeah, it's like a Zoo Tycoon, but with dinosaurs.
Yeah. Well, I watched the IGN review for it, and the guy in the review like complained that they didn't add feathers and stuff to the dinosaurs. It's like. Yeah, because the dinosaur looks for Jurassic Park are already established, so you want them to just like be like, oh, well, wait, they all have feathers now.
Look,
you know,
just retroactively applied. Well, I mean, like it is kind of weird that like, so the first Jurassic Park movie and even the book are kind of like, they take a lot of liberties, but I mean, I think a big thing with these movies was like trying to portray dinosaurs as like animals, like. And be believable on screen. So it is kind of weird that like now the franchise has shit like biogenetically created fucking hybrid dinosaurs that have cyborg guns on their back or some shit. I don't know. I could see where people like think that like that's off-putting, but I mean, you know, it's a franchise. What are you gonna do? It's not like anybody who's going to watch Jurassic World is like going because they're like highbrow, want to see some kind of like realistic recreation of what dinosaurs look like anymore.
Look, I want to go see Jurassic World 2 and feel bad when that damn long neck dies on the edge of the island.
It makes me sick. Does that happen in Jurassic World 2?
Yeah, it fucking did. I hate that scene.
Yeah. Oh my god, I did feel genuinely terrible. I was like, oh,
I only watched the first one, and so I guess we can like this can just be like a section where we talk about like the overall franchise. But
real quick question. I do think of we haven't seen part 3 yet, but which one was the last one again? Cody, Jurassic World what?
Fallen
Fallen Kingdom.
I thought Fallen Kingdom was the new one.
No, this
Here, I
is
can
World
look up.
Domination or something like that.
Jamie, pull up.
Your
Pull it up.
Your ass in park.
Have you seen that meme where the guy's like, "Oh, you're talking about those things from Jurassic Park, Park, or whatever the fuck." Jurassic Park.
Yeah, you're right. It's called Fallen Kingdom.
Fallen Kingdom, the only memorable scene for me was that long neck that they left on the island that dies in the shadow. The rest of that movie fucking sucked. And I will have, I have a theory.
I barely remember it.
Do what?
I barely remember the rest of that movie. That one scene is the only scene I remember.
Yeah,
really.
it's a traumatic scene. But I will say this. The second movie in the first trilogy, which is The Lost World, is the worst of the three. And it has Jeff Goldblum in it.
Yeah.
And just Jeff Goldblum. Jeff Goldblum is in Fallen Kingdom. So I think he's the common denominator for the shitty movie.
I thought the third one... No, the third one's the one... No, the second one is the one that has just Jeff Goldblum in it. The third one is the one...
That's what he said.
It has Grant and...
that kid, yeah.
Yeah, the third one's the one where that family tricks Grant to go to the island.
William H. Macy plays one of the family members. He plays the dad.
Mm.
But
Vince Vaughn is the cameraman.
Yeah, well, no, Vince Vaughn's the cameraman in Lost World.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, my bad.
And the only memorable scene in The Lost World for me is when the two T-Rexes grab the dude and rip him in half. That was kind of cool.
Grab the dude and fuck him.
But yeah, Jeff Goldblum, I think he's, for as interesting as he is not a great part of these movies.
He's gimmicky, and I think that what made him interesting at the time this movie comes out just kind of makes it comical. So, when you first see...
the leather.
Yeah, the leathers, too. The way he dresses. And they did it on purpose because, John Hammond is supposed to be... He's supposed to be, clothed opposite to John Hammond. John Hammond's always wearing white, and Jeff Goldblum's character is always in black, so he has, black leather and shit.
Is Hammond... Is he supposed to be Scottish?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think the actor is.
So... okay, I was
I don't know.
So he's actually the Highlander, isn't he?
I wish.
There can be only one.
Oh, let me take a look. Because he might... Nah, he was born in England. He's not Scottish.
Oh, so he's just English.
Yeah.
That's really boring.
Yeah, what I was saying was that, fuck, what's his name? Goldblum.
Goldberg.
But, Goldblum is a kind of off-putting part in this movie a little bit. Because his acting, he did well in, I think, Thor Ragnarok. He's pretty funny in that. He can do good in comedy movies as a more comedic role, but I think when you put him in a drama,
he can do well in roles that fit his weirdness. Yeah. But in this, you've got a team of doctors or scientists or whatever.
He's snarling,
and it's
when he laughs, he's like. That's literally how you get introduced to his character. He just fucking laughs
Yeah, it was weird when he just stopped and went, "Oh, croissant."
Life, what if we just got some porn here and we So yeah, he's a little off-putting. And I never understood how the casting, because he's supposed to be this sexy charmer rock star scientist, but it's fucking Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, I've never really understood that either, but maybe it was a 90s thing.
Guess so.
Ray Romano, Jerry Seinfeld, all sexy men.
Yeah, incredibly so. All right.
Real quick question, you guys. Sorry, my microphone might pick me up yelling over here. I've been walking around. I had to go grab something. Did you guys think that Grant and Ellie were together in this fucking movie?
Yeah, they're supposed to be. They're not supposed to be in the book.
Are they supposed to be together, or are they just kind of have a flirtatious
they're having
sort of thing going on?
They're supposed to be in a relationship, but it's not like they're engaged.
I don't think I've ever really picked up on them being in a relationship. I just thought they were kind of flirty with each other.
Well, I thought it was kind of weird.
I think because in the third movie they're not together, and I think that's kind of what might be putting you off. But I mean, she definitely they definitely lay it heavy a little bit in this. Where
she wants his cock, is what you're trying to tell me.
Yeah, she's like, I want kids. And he's like, I hate kids though, and shit like that. So.
Well, because he's a smart individual. Yeah. I'm just kidding.
He likes to scare them with turkey claws.
Gobble, 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 motherfucker!
Yeah, when he blows into that velociraptor bone or whatever, it actually sounds like...
So you're telling me the velociraptors are pretty much like peacocks?
Yeah, I mean, most theropod dinosaurs are basically...
I'd probably say they're more like geese.
Yeah, that's probably more... I mean, there's some kind of like bird, Most theropod dinosaurs are very bird-like in reality.
I'll give you the bird.
Yeah, the pea-bird.
Did you say bird? Bird.
But I guess we can start talking about the plot.
Well,
quick rundown.
Real quick question. So, real quick question. I mean, since you guys kind of know, I don't know anything about it. What are the huge differences of the book versus like the plot that we're about to go into?
So it's mostly character related. I think a lot of the main things made it in, like pretty much the main story beats made it in, but most of the characters are
like
pretty
dinosaurs.
Yeah, there's definitely dinosaurs in some way.
Oh, I didn't know if it was like is this thing like it's the book's really about fucking geese and they made it about dinosaurs?
Yeah. Now just some character differences, like Dr. Grant and Dr. Sadler aren't together. Dr. Grant's supposed to love kids in the book.
Wait, how far are we taking this love kids?
He's a convicted child molester in the book. That's why he has to go to the island and hide with the dinosaurs.
He's actually a precursor to Hannibal Lecter,
yeah.
But with children.
Oh, Hannibal Lecter's not a child molester.
And,
trust me. I said but with children.
Oh, okay, my bad. I didn't hear that part.
But so that's one. Most of the characters that die are a little different. So I think
who died in this movie?
In this movie,
the lawyer.
Yeah, the lawyer. The lawyer stays alive in the book, and the lawyer's like a lot more of a nicer dude in the book.
And Newman dies.
Yeah, Newman. I think Newman dies in the book too. And so does
Jerry.
So does whoever the fuck Samuel L. Jackson's character's name is.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he lives in the book, and so does the South African hunter guy. He lives in the book also.
Clever girl.
Clever girl. Oh, so sexy.
God, you started turning into a freaking Autobot. What the hell happened?
I think there's a little interference on Owen's side.
Yeah, that's probably just some phone issue. I don't know.
Just make sure, Owen, your mic's not getting fucked up. Right
no, my mic's fine. I can see the little waves.
Autobots assemble.
Autococks.
Hey, that was actually on TV last night.
Was it?
The first, what do you call it? Oh, fucking hell.
Transformers?
Yes, Transformers. The guy in Transformers, who's like the douchebag secret agent, the really funny guy who's in Mr. Deeds. You know what I'm talking about? He's the butler in Mr. Deeds. I like feet.
Oh yeah, I'm very sneaky, sir.
Yeah, he's Falcone in the Batman movie. So he actually plays a fucking serious role, and he's actually really good at it.
Falcone.
Oh, you got the...
Oh, the gabagool. My fucking prosciutto. Hey, I'm fucking walking.
Get the cannolis. Hey, don't let the bat take the cannolis, huh?
Hey, don't let the bat hit you on the way out, sweet thing, toots.
Toots. What'd you turn into, like a 50s greaser or something, Toots?
Hey, come on. This sounds like Watto.
I'm a dare you, Toots.
Your fucking your like phone is like clipping. You screaming, fucking Watto's dialogue.
I don't know why the toots thing got me so much.
That was good. I didn't even pick up on it. And Cody goes, "Toots." That's the one thing that he found troubling.
The way you said it too was just like so spot on. Like, toots,
I'm fucking walking here. We have to.
Owen's very good at impressions.
We have to talk about instead of the plot, let's talk about the practical effects, because that's really the only thing that I think that's worth much in this movie. That's the most interesting thing to talk about.
So, speaking of the practical effects, not too long ago, I watched the episode of The Movies That Made Us about Jurassic Park, and they talked about the T-Rex, when it's raining and all that.
Yeah.
And they said that they weren't supposed to get it wet, but they did, and the stuff that it was made out of would just, like, soak it up like a sponge. And basically that T-Rex, which was already heavy to begin with, ended up weighing like 3 or 4 times as much.
Yeah. And
they were having to they would have to film a little bit and then stop and try and like dry it out because it was starting to like cause the T-Rex itself to swell. And it was just a big
so he's looking like a little thick boy in halfway through the movie.
Yeah. He's the T is for thick.
It looks like he got a bee sting.
The thick Rex.
But yeah, that's just something I wanted to mention because I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's so that's partly, and yeah, that like fucked up some of the filmings of those scenes. It like the animatronic would become unresponsive and stuff, and on top of that, it had like some weird thing where like when the animatronic wasn't even supposed to be functioning, it would just start shaking. And apparently people on the set like freaked out when it just started moving on its own like that. So it's just some of the funny things that happened.
Owen, who is the guy who made most of those practical effects again?
So Stan Winston made most of the models for these.
He worked on the first 2 Predator movies.
Yeah,
The Thing. He worked on a bunch of stuff.
They were supposed to be what they were supposed to do originally. They were supposed to have stop motion for the bigger shots that are now CGI in the movie, and they were supposed to keep it practical for the close-ups. So, and then of course, as the story goes, they replaced the claymation, or not claymation, but the stop motion animation with CGI, and this was famously, I guess this was like the second movie, because Terminator 2 came out before this, didn't it?
Yes, that was 91.
So yeah, this was the second movie after Terminator 2 to kind of show how good CGI can look.
Yeah, that was something else they talked about on that show, and it was like a huge point of contention. And it sounds like the guy who like they would always work with on the stop motion stuff was kind of hurt or offended by it, because he was already working on this, and then some guy like they basically told, I guess it was ILM, they told the guys over there like, we're not doing the CG thing, don't bother with it. And the guy like kind of went rogue and made a model himself and presented it, and they were like, oh, this is fantastic, let's get rid of the stop motion stuff.
And the guy who like rigged, or the guy who did the like T-Rex model and stuff and like basically did all that, he's kind of like, seems like he's like a huge dick. So it's really hard to root for him to begin with, and you could easily like turn it into a narrative like of him like being an asshole, even considering just how like I think dated the Jurassic Park CGI is. Like, I don't know, and a lot of people like to romanticize like practical effects, but
I will say, I mean, even though it is a little dated, there are definitely movies that came out, like big high production movies that came out after this movie where the effects are way worse.
They you can tell they try, and because the first time you see the CGI dinosaurs, it's shit, and the reason why it's shit the first time you see it is because it's like in broad daylight, and to top it off, you have the actors like reacting to it, but like they don't see anything, they're just reacting to thin air.
Yeah, I still think the effects in the scene in the pouring rain and all that with the T-Rex.
Yeah.
I still think that stuff
when
holds
the
up
CGI
really well.
is concealed and it's like put in darkness and stuff, and in the rain, it looks great. And that's like basically every CGI shot I think after is pretty much in the dark, and they all look really good.
Yeah, that first one, it stands out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, because like
the long neck, the brontosaurus, whatever it's called. It was when I first watched it, I'm like, ooh, okay, this movie was not meant to be seen past VHS or maybe even DVD, because once you get to Blu-ray HD, it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, there's definitely...
It's kind of hard to touch up, CGI that's 20 years old, 30 years old at this point.
There's definitely some, like, problems with that. And, I mean, you could tell, like, right away, like, the issues are that, like, they can't simulate, like, muscle movement.
Sex?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I wish they could in CGI. But they can't simulate, like, the dinosaur moving, like, and having its muscles react to its movement. That and, like, the texture looks like dog shit on the model. So, yeah.
I'll be curious. I would be curious to see what the... Did you say that it was supposed to be claymation?
Yeah, they're supposed to... Well, it wasn't claymation. It was like they made little...
stop motion.
Yeah, stop motion.
Stop motion. I don't want to say claymation. It's Gumby, everybody. I would be curious to see what that would look like.
Yeah, it would be...
Like the stop motion.
It would be interesting to see, but I honestly think that they probably went with the better option, I would say, because I don't know. I mean, I appreciate stop motion for what it is, but I feel like they just went in the right direction, I guess.
Yeah, I think unless the whole movie is a stop motion film, stop motion doesn't age well.
Yeah,
with actual people,
It's like, I mean, like, sure, the CGI kind of moves a little animatronically, like they look kind of like not real when they walk sometimes, but like with stop motion, it's really noticeable. And even to top it off, you have the fact that like at this point in time, movie-going audiences hadn't seen CGI really outside of the Terminator. They haven't seen anything like this, so
yeah. Such a simpler time.
It was a simpler time.
Bum, 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 bum.
Hey, the Terminator. Okay, let's go a quick Terminator thing. The CGI in Terminator 2 is awesome. That movie fucking holds up. It's just, I love it.
Is that the one where the guy turns to liquid?
Yes.
Yeah.
It
definitely holds up a lot better than the practical effects do in the first movie.
Yeah. And you gotta realize that was 7 years later too, so the effects got better.
Yeah, the practical effects in the first... I love the first Terminator, but like when you see the giant fucking robot that's like supposed to be like rolling around and like it's supposed to be humongous and it's supposed to be on like this like fucking like Earth graveyard or whatever, you could tell it's like probably 2 feet tall and it's going through like a studio.
Yeah. Well, the thing that sticks out to me from the first one is when he's in the bathroom, like he like tears off part of his face or whatever.
His eye. He's trying to cut his eye out because the bullet hit it.
I mean, it looks awful. It just horrendous.
You can definitely tell it's just like a puppet head that's turning around and shit.
Yeah.
There's one scene in that movie, and I remember watching it because I was supposed to, at the time, watch all the Terminator movies as my buddy Alex was, and we were going to like share our thoughts. So I got past the first one. I didn't want to watch anymore. I just didn't have the interest. And it's nothing against him. I just wasn't in the mood, and I haven't been in the mood since. But I have bought all the movies. But that first movie, when he's at the bar trying to get her, that's where I can't remember the dude's name. Picks up Linda Hamilton, and he's like, "Come with me if you want to live." Well, after he shoots him, and Schwarzenegger goes out of the window, and he falls down like he's dead. When he opens his eyes and sits up, there's a like 80s metallic sounding, but it's like the sounding of the beginning of the Halloween song, like da 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 da. Like Michael's sitting up and he's chasing after Lori. It's a mechanical version of that, and it's like, holy shit, that had to have been a nod to Halloween. Alex didn't pick up on it, but on that scene, it's like, okay, this is definitely like a tribute, if you will, to Michael Myers in that moment. But yeah. So anyway, back to Jurassic Park.
Yeah. Well, fortunately, in this movie, the Stan Winston animatronics are used, I think, more than the CGI. Like, they have more screen time than the CGI, which is how I think movies should be. Because I mean, even like modern CGI is really noticeable, and I think these.
No, dude, Venom is completely flawless.
You know, the CGI is it is impossible to tell. I thought
it is. I mean, a black liquid vagina.
But yeah, I mean, when this movie uses, even to this day, when it uses practical effects, they're still impressive. Like that Triceratops that's like sick and like on the ground. I mean, it looks great the way it moves.
The one that's got COVID.
Yeah, it starts coughing.
Shut.
What's wrong with it?
Okay,
it didn't get its vaccine.
Jeff Goldblum has probably the best line of the movie and the biggest, probably the most gift moment of the movie is when he walks up to that pile of crap and he goes, "That's one big pile of shit."
He says, "That's one big fucking pile of disgusting ass fucking shit."
And thank God I didn't even realize that she had like this fucking big arm glove on when she was reaching there. As a kid, I just remembered that she fucking had her hand all up in that motherfucker. I'm like,
oh yeah.
I do enjoy that.
And then Dr. Grant's just over on the side beating it, watching her do it.
Dude, in the first like few minutes of this movie, like when they first introduced Dr. Grant and Dr. Sadler, like they're walking away, and like Dr. Grant, or the actor that plays him, just like puts his whole hand up like Laura Dern's ass. Like he puts it like his hand in her crack, and I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, shout out.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, it's like in the fucking like opening shot of them, and they're like walking away.
Dude, it was the 90s. Everyone was walking around with their partners, with their fingers always in
Dude,
their
he
butthole.
straight up does. Like, he puts his little finger in there, too. I swear to fucking God, go back and watch the movie and go to the scene where they introduce Dr. Grant and fucking Dr. Sedler. When they're walking away and he puts his like fucking arm around her, he like puts his hand down onto her ass, and then he like puts his fucking finger into her crack. And I'm like, yeah, gotta hand it to the man. Like, I mean,
Well, he handed it to her.
Yeah, like, I gotta give it up respect. He got away with it. So
He's
well,
like,
if they're dating,
really
I
liked
guess
you
he
in
can
Blue
do
Film.
that.
yeah. It was just the actor himself. He was horny. It was just like, yeah.
After a busy day of dusting off bones, I got a bone
then
for you.
And you might.
What's the actor's name again?
It's
Owen.
fucking. I always forget his goddamn name. It's Sam Neill.
Sam Neill.
Sam Neill.
He has the like.
He reminds me of Kevin Costner a lot.
You might.
He reminds me of Kevin Bacon.
You might want to cut this part out. Well, I guess you can keep it in if you want. But later in the movie, when the girl falls down and she's about to fall like through the vent onto the raptor, fucking he grabs her ass too to pull her up. So he has a tally of 2 ass grabs in this movie. The Batman, he couldn't stop. He didn't care how old they were. He fucking couldn't help himself.
And then Jurassic Park 3 grabs Vince Vaughn's ass. Oh, wait, that's
Vince
the
Vaughn's not
second
in that
movie.
movie.
He like walks up to the fucking Spinosaurus and grabs its ass.
He goes up to the dead the raptor at the end of this movie when the T-Rex goes away. He goes, "Yeah, that's a nice ass right there."
He puts his fucking hand up there.
You just hear he walks up beside the raptor and you just hear a sound effect like
He puts the big glove on and is walking towards the fucking dinosaur. He's like,
Dr. Ham is like, "That's some good ass grabbing."
by God, what are you doing, man?
Are you gonna do that to me too?
that's some
Would you
real
fuck
dinosaur DNA.
This is the deep dive for Owen. Hey Owen.
Yeah.
Dr. Ham is like, "Would you fuck me?" He's like, "No."
I jerk off instead. We should do that movie.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
All right. So, did you guys have anything else you really wanted to say about like the practical effects or anything? Because, like I said, I think that's really like the most interesting thing to talk about with this movie.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm in agreement with you. The practical effects, like, they look way better than the CG does. Like I said, the only CG that really holds up is if it's dark outside, especially the T-Rex scene in the rain. But other than that, like the CG in the daytime is not very good, and I really kind of wish that they would have. I wish they would have been able to use more practical effects than they did, but I understand why they couldn't.
Yeah.
Without making it just look like straight up like puppets,
Puppets! Find them places in the... It starts with Vincent Mann.
They'd look like Muppets.
Oh. Okay, well, funny that you say this, Muppets. Because every time when we mention Stan Winston, is that his name?
Yeah.
I keep thinking of John Henson.
Stan Lee.
Yeah, Stanley, but John Henson, the one who did the Muppets, Ninja Turtles, and dinosaurs. I'm like,
you say John Hanson,
John Henson, Jim Henson. My bad, Jim Henson.
Yeah.
So I keep thinking every time Stan Winston, I'm like, Jim Henson. He did dinosaurs, and he did Jurassic Park. That's fucking dope. No, the practical effects are incredible in this movie. Like practical, not CGI. For this dude, he did work on the 2 Predator movies, which looked awesome, and The Thing, which is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
All this stuff. Like I said, this whole movie looks good, but that first scene when you see the long neck in daytime, it's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
This scene should not have been seen outside of a VHS, screen.
And when all the fucking...
that's kind of rough, because it looks pasty and everything.
Yeah, and then there's the other scene where it's like the T-Rex is chasing the Gallimimus, and that one looks pretty bad, too.
Yeah, I forgot about that scene. And the thing is, it's still better than the CGI that they put into the special edition of Star Wars in '97. So, and that special effects came out 4 years later, so... practical effects just work. I understand you can't do practical effects when you do a big frontal shot of the T-Rex before it comes. And, oh wait, this isn't a porno. Sorry. Before the T-Rex eats. So you gotta get a full frontal shot, and I want full disclosure. But you have to have the CGI, and the CGI gets better throughout the series, but I do think the Lost World, mainly when you see the dinosaurs, is all at night, because I think they use more CGI in that movie.
Yeah, the second and third one has some pretty good CGI from what I remember. But we shall see. That remains to be seen.
Clever girl.
So I can go over the plot if you guys want. I'm sure everybody in the world has seen Jurassic Park, though, so...
Well, we might have one person in Africa that has not.
I mean, so I could do like a Cliff Notes version if you want.
Yeah, I mean, it's a couple of people go to the dinosaur park.
just completely like just one sentence summary. So there's a dinosaur park, and then the fucking dinosaurs get out, and they start killing people, and then that's the end of the movie. They get away.
Yeah, the movie's not very heavy on characterization.
Yeah,
it's characters, which is not a big deal.
Yeah,
it's a fucking fun movie.
Yeah, that's exactly what what is the best about this movie is its tone, its atmosphere, and the practical effects. So it having weak.
Don't forget about the gift shop.
Yeah, and the gift shop, dude. The gift shop does look cool. Like even when I was a kid, I was like, dude, this gift shop looks badass. I want to go here.
And let's not forget.
That's why, because they sold so much they sold all that merchandise you saw. Yeah, I mean, it's like a walking, breathing catalog.
Let's not forget the Ford Explorers.
Let's not forget Mr. DNA.
Oh yeah, that part was really cool too. I liked that as a kid.
Hello, John. Hello, John.
Hello, John. Fuck you, John.
And that's how we extract the dinosaur DNA.
We used to do it the old-fashioned way and jerk off the dinosaur.
Cody, did you voice Mr. DNA?
Unfortunately, no.
No, Cody, say dinosaur like he does in the
movie. Like Mr. DNA does?
Yeah.
Dinosaur.
No, he's like
dinosaur.
The
dinosaur DNA.
The dinosaur DNA. We get that little fucker and extract it straight out of his buttocks.
We take the stem cells out of its brainstem.
The Asian American actor, I cannot remember his name.
The guy who plays
the one. What he plays?
Dr.
Huang.
Yeah, his name is BD Wong.
No, he plays
Big
in. He plays Dr. Huang. He plays Dr. Huang in SVU. It's not a joke.
His name's
I know.
his name's BD Wong.
It's just look. I'm trying to be like super professional with it. It says the Asian American actor, and then Cody goes, "Oh yeah, Dr. Wong."
I didn't say it in that
His
accent.
character's name is Dr. Wu. But
Oh my god.
He
Yes, but in Law and Order SVU, he plays Dr. Kwon.
whoa,
Yeah.
hey,
I think-
don't have to be.
I don't know. I can't remember if he's in part 2 or part 3, but he's in all the Jurassic World movies.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yeah, he's kind of like a
actually
bad
the
guy.
Bad guy. Yeah, he's the bad guy in Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom.
It's kind of dumb. Oh well. They should bring back Samuel L. Jackson so he could be like, God, please, God damn it, I hate this hacker crap.
Hold on to your butts.
How are they gonna bring him back?
They clone him from
It's his-
fucking
it's his brother.
amphibian DNA.
It's fucking cloning. He comes out looking like the creature from the Black
He
Lagoon.
has like the head of a frog.
Please, Ribbit! I'm so tired of this damn it, Ribbit!
Please, I hate this hacker crap. Why does he say it like that anyway? Like, what the fuck does he like? Was that the password? Like, please?
No. He was saying please because Newman left that message.
Like
on
he was
the
saying,
computer.
so he was
So
saying
trying to
please
say,
to like this 2D image of fucking Nedry going
Well, it's kind of like you're when you get frustrated and you're working on some equipment, you're like, "Fucking hell, just work, please!" It's kind of like what I kind of thought.
Yeah. Also,
I said that quite a few times at this laptop when I'm trying to record the podcast. Please.
I hate the hacker bullshit in this movie. I think this was like one of those. This movie suffers from that '90s thing where it's like, it's cool to be a hacker, bro. Fucking hackers.
I've had complaints about this in the past, but when you really
Like
when you
Cody,
think
you
about
had
it,
complaints. You worked at fucking Disney's.
no, I mean
help
like
desk.
the
You're
way
like,
that
Let me
the
tell
way
you
that
something, sir.
the way that like anything relating to like computer programming in general is portrayed in film and television is
completely
like
fucked, basically.
it's completely ridiculous, but to a general audience, I guess it's the best way to like get across like they are hacking right now.
Yeah, because like she's not even hacking; she's just looking through like the really slow file system they have to like run a program. Like,
oh gosh, can you imagine? It's like, oh, first I got to sign on to AOL.
she's like, she's like, it's a Unix system, and it's like, okay, like I know this.
And here's the thing. She's waiting for the dial up to start
Yeah.
up. Dr. Hammond keeps calling. He's like, Grandpa, you got to stop calling. You're messing up the dial.
So did you guys want me to do like the quick rundown of the plot, or?
Well, I gave it a 2-sentence thing.
Yeah, I guess that's
it's
fine.
up to you.
Oh,
When it's your episode.
yeah, I mean, I'm fine with not doing it, but I'm not really sure because I guess I've made my points that like Jurassic Park is a movie that is entirely good based on its like atmosphere, tone, and special effects, and not its character.
Yeah, especially that scene at the end when the T-Rex is roaring and the banner falls in front of it. Iconic.
Truly iconic.
Did we?
What was y'all's favorite sequence of the movie?
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Oh shit! I almost dropped something. My favorite part in this movie is probably the nighttime T-Rex attack.
I was going to say that too.
Yeah, same for me.
Yeah.
I think that's.
I like how he's like. First off, when Goldblum scoots back into the gear shift and shoves it into like I don't know 5th gear, it doesn't work that way.
He just kicks.
Okay, because I drive a gear shift. I'm like, man, this is fucking unrealistic. He's like, get off of it. I'm like, okay, you push that fucking thing out of gear, chances are you're not going to hit another gear, and it's not going to do anything for you. It's just like, you're going to start slowing down because you're in fucking neutral. Like,
Wait, when did he do that?
That's when, the T-Rex gets closer and closer to Goldblum, and Goldblum keeps scooting back into the Jeep.
Yeah.
And he pushes like into the gear shift, and the guy's like, "Get off of it!" Clever girl.
Does it slow them down or anything, or do they go faster?
No, it doesn't. They go the same speed. I'm like,
oh yeah, they probably would have like fucking. It probably would have like
transmission.
It would have fucked up the transmission, but like I said, he probably would have shifted it into neutral, and they would have slowed down. Like, because you're neutral, you're not going anywhere. You're just like, woo.
Yeah. The only part where this movie gets like really dumb is like there's that, and then towards the end, this has always bothered me. But when they're like trying to set up the door locks, and he fucking like drops his shotgun, and then that dumb kid isn't doing anything, like, and he's not
I like how he's like, the door, it won't lock. He looks up, and the raptor's right there, just like, hey.
And then, so they drop their shotgun, and then, like, they're trying to keep the door closed. And then Dr. Sadler's trying to grab the shotgun with their feet. And the kids are over at the computer, and the boy isn't doing fucking shit. They could have just been like, hey, give me this, come over here and pick this up for me. You little fucker.
He reaches out to get it, and the raptor bites his head off. It's like, oh no.
He somehow shoots himself in the head.
What a shame. I mean, it is good you get to see him get shocked on the fence.
Yeah, that shit was funny. I remember watching that, I was like, he doesn't get shocked, does he? And then they did, and I was like, oh my god.
I do think we need to discuss the score in this movie.
Oh yeah, this is by
Dinosaur. Oh, Dragon Soul.
What are those? What are those?
That's the only thing I remember from the movie is that song.
Butter toast.
This was made by John. The score was made by John Williams.
Oh yeah.
Hey Cody. I don't know if Cody's heard this joke before because I just heard it today. You know, Friday the 13th, the killer is Jason Voorhees, right?
Yeah, and most of them.
Except the first
most except the first one. But someone goes, Jason Voorhees, a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow. It's so stupid. Oh god, I got that off of Gorley and Russ. So.
The score is good. I think the one song that does stick out, of course, is the "Welcome to Jurassic Park."
Oh god. Owen is going to hell in a handbasket. There's an employee. I shouldn't even say that.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't even say that.
I'm just going to say this. There's a certain person on a video leaving the store. And let's just say they hurt their knees. And the way they were walking is like somebody punched them in the nuts. And Owen...
I never really thought... Dude, I've never literally thought of that. That's the funniest shit I've ever heard.
And a few other people were watching the CCTV, and as this person was walking out of this location,
the door's open.
He was walking out into front of the store, but he was walking into a blinding light.
Yeah, it looked like he was like going to fucking heaven or something, or like it was like when the door opens to fucking like Jurassic Park.
And somebody's recording this. Somebody else is playing the Jurassic Park music, and you just hear Owen going, "Welcome to Jurassic Park." It's really fucked up. Oh god!
Welcome to Jurassic Park. I've never.
Oh god!
That's the funniest shit ever. It looked like he got punched.
Well, the way the person was walking, it looks like they got hit by Johnny Cage in the nuts in Mortal Kombat 2. It's like, oh! But it's so fucked up. But yeah, I wasn't a part of that.
I wasn't part of
I'll try to get proof of this, Cody, and I'll send it to you in the group chat.
Okay.
Holy shit. Looks like he got punched in the nuts.
What? Okay, real quick question also. What? Okay, what's your favorite dinosaur from the movie? I guess I should say. That's a really kid question. What's your favorite dinosaur from the movie?
Well, there's really only like one or two cool ones, so I mean, like, you know.
The answer should be Velociraptor or Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Well, actually, the Velociraptor that's in this movie isn't actually like the real Velociraptor. It's more like the Utah Raptor.
It doesn't. It's more like the Toronto
It's
Raptors.
more like the. Yeah.
Hey, Cody, you made that joke. Okay, 2 years ago, I think, that the Toronto Raptors won the NBA championship.
Yeah.
Somebody posted that scene of the guy who was holding the gun up, and they had, like, I think it was Kawhi Leonard or Paul George, who was the Raptor hiding in the, not Paul George, but...
It was probably Kawhi Leonard, yeah.
But it was one of the Raptors was one of the teammates of Kawhi Leonard. And then the guy who, I think it was Steph Curry, who was the guy with the gun, and all of a sudden you see Kawhi Leonard come out of the bushes, he goes, "Clever girl." That's when they beat the Golden State Warriors. It was great.
Oh shit! I think my favorite dinosaur is probably the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Which also makes an appearance in all 6 fucking movies.
Sick.
Yeah,
That's how badass it is.
I think they call it Scar. I think that's the name for it.
Yeah, that's the
Thickosaurus Rex.
They call him sexy.
I think it's a lady, actually, because they're all women. So every dinosaur, if you think about it, every dinosaur on the island is a lesbian.
Well, they don't mate with each other. They just self-replicate.
Sometimes they get a desire.
They're transgender, dude.
Or is that what it
Yeah.
is? Like, isn't there like a fish that can like switch genders or
Yeah.
whatever?
Yeah, Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah, that too. The reasoning is that there's a frog like in Africa that can, if it. there's a.
I just swallowed a frog. I hope it wasn't an ancestor.
I hope it wasn't a guy. I hope it was a girl frog.
Oh God!
So this African frog. when this African frog isn't getting Ebola, it can switch its
this African frog.
It can switch its sexual gender.
Do you think? Okay, what do you guys think about the whole, like, they take a frog's DNA to fit in the rest of it?
It'd probably make more sense to, like, I don't know. I mean, it's just conjecture and shit, so I can't really say anything. They did find some T-Rex blood cells, like, a decade ago. So.
That's dope. No, I was like, what did you guys think about that story element, though? They used a frog. I thought it was kind of weird when, Dr. Grant was saying that dinosaurs are more like birds than they are, amphibious monsters. And I was like, well, they use a frog's DNA, so these dinosaurs are really warped.
It is kind of weird because even then, like, because they look reptilian, so why not use some sort of reptile's DNA instead of a frog?
Reptile.
Yeah.
Reptile.
Well, a lot of, like, birds. Hold on. I had to burp.
Fatality.
Reptile wins. Reptile.
Babality.
So, like, how, like, a vulture looks? Like, how their head is, like, scaly, kind of? Yeah, so I think that's what, like, most dinosaur skin is supposed to be like.
Well, why their skin looks like that.
No, why?
Right. So, vultures are actually born with feathers on their head. And the reason why their heads are like that is because when they eat carcasses, they're shoving their head inside the carcass, and the blood gets on their feathers and skin and stuff, so it just like bakes in the sun. That's why the feathers fall off and their skin looks like that.
Well, I just thought it was kind of like, it probably doesn't mean anything. I was just thinking from, the story aspect at the beginning where he says that dinosaurs were more like birds than they are amphibious or reptiles or anything like that. But when they were replacing the DNA strands they didn't have, they were using frog's DNA, and that's a lizard or, amphibious reptile and not a bird. So it's like, that could have been one of the things that, Jeff Goldblum's character was like kind of referencing when it says nature finds a way. And, he's just like, when Dr. Wong is over there like, so you think dinosaurs are going to have kids? He goes, no, I just think nature will find a way.
He's like, nah, I just love to see 2 women dinosaurs going at it.
But then Jeff Goldblum goes, and there it is.
And there it is. that's what I'm gonna say to this episode. And there it is.
There it is.
There it is.
Yeah, I thought it was a fun watch. I definitely recommend the movie. If anybody hasn't ever seen it, I definitely recommend it. I think it's something that most people have.
If you have not seen Jurassic Park, go fucking watch Jurassic Park, please.
Mm-hmm.
Please. I hate this sucker.
I'm begging you. You're killing me, Smalls.
I'm tired. So I guess that's I guess in conclusion,
I'm sorry, I'm bad.
Sorry, I'm bad.
In conclusion, this is just a great action movie that has a great tone and atmosphere. The characters are pretty flat, but that's fine. It makes up for it.
I think this movie is kind of like other than Star Wars, I don't remember much like in your face a catalog of toys that you can buy.
Yeah,
because obviously they're going to release all these dinosaurs as toys. They even show a gift shop, and everything just looks so fucking pretty, like you want to have it, especially as a kid. And this movie is very much like like Star Wars, and it's like a walking billboard. Like, oh yeah, you can buy this in a couple of weeks at Toys R Us, or when they exist, or Kmart or whatever.
Daddy, so, I want a dinosaur.
Daddy, I want a raptor and an Ewok.
I want the raptor to eat the Ewok.
Daddy, I want a porg.
And
you want Korg?
Yeah, porg.
Oh, I thought you said Korg, the rock guy from Ragnarok. Hey, cool. Big fellow rocks here. Oh, there goes another one.
Yeah, that's a pretty good impression.
Who's returning for Love and Thunder, by the way.
Good. I think they're going to kill him off in that too, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
Oh, what the fuck? So,
I remember I tweeted out like 4 years ago when I first watched that movie. I said, Korg greater than Thanos.
The penultimate villain. So,
he's the ultimate warrior.
You say penultimate villain?
Yeah. No, penultimate.
So,
penultimate.
Oh, penultimate.
Yeah.
Doesn't that mean second fiddle?
No, I think it means
penultimate's the next to last.
Oh, really?
Oh, so
it's like
I didn't know.
So like if you say like this is the penultimate film in the franchise, you would be talking about like the second movie out of a trilogy or something.
I didn't know that.
Okay. So what if I called myself the penultimate warrior?
It sounds really like important when you say penultimate, so I guess
it's probably just because of all the syllables.
So technically Barry is our penultimate boss.
Yeah, it sounds really important though.
So it's like Cody is technically my penultimate friend. Like then there's Alex.
Wait, that means that I'm next to last and Alex is last. So
that's the final boss, final friend, like the best friend,
Round one, fight.
Well, I'm technically your penultimate, and then there's Carrie, so And then I'm like Owen's penultimate, and then literally anybody else because he's like, I don't want to be friends with Lance.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're already trying to bail on the podcast.
Yeah, I'm trying to branch off and do my own thing.
She said, "I'm running to Mississippi."
I'm trying to get a.
Owen goes, I got my own podcast going, the Owenoscopy, and we're going to be talking about everything.
It's called the Mississipposcopy.
I'll tell you one thing. One of these days, if I ever had to, as bad as the food as I eat, I'm probably going to have a colonoscopy one day.
And you'll turn to the doctor and you'll be like, "Dude, this is so funny. I'm a podcast." Oh, he just has a little fucking scope up your ass.
I'm gonna be like, "Hey man, do you mind if I record my thoughts after you shove that thing up my ass?"
I'm gonna call it a colonoscopy.
I'll be like, "Hey doctor, what do you think?" He's like, "Well, but
you record a section. And you're like, "Okay, what's your final thoughts on my colonoscopy?"
Hey, doctor, what's your penultimate thoughts about this colonoscopy before you give me the final results? Oh God, this episode went off the trails. This is what happens when we don't record for like 3 weeks.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah.
I probably won't do another Jurassic Park one because I really didn't find this one all that interesting as I thought it would be to talk about.
It was a fun watch.
Yeah, I mean it's a great movie to watch, but like I find it hard to say things about this movie that I feel like hasn't been said before.
And it's hard, like, the plot is kind of just paper thin. Like, oh, these rascally kids and the grown-ups are getting lost in the Jurassic Park, you know.
And talking about Dr. Grant grabbing some cheek.
He smacks her on the ass.
So technically, before Dr. Grant grabs the raptor's ass, would you say the little girl was the penultimate ass of the movie?
We're the penultimate podcast. Really?
We are, because you're going to be calling the cops after this. I guess I'll go ahead. This was the last non-Lance episode for a while. Because we've had so many delays and so many errors happening. Our next movie will be The Batman.
That's actually going to be a lot of fun to talk about, because like I feel like I have a lot to say about that one.
I'm excited. Yeah, I'm going to. And me and Owen have seen it with our girlfriends. It wasn't like us. That would have been weird. Cody's going to watch it tomorrow. I'm probably going to rewatch it before I record it because I have a free movie ticket. I've got my points built up, and we'll record that one. And then the week after it will be The Fugitive 3.0. Just so we can finally get that fucking episode done. And then after that, we'll have a break. And then we'll get to Rise of Skywalker because Cody wanted to flip-flop movies. And then we get another Owen movie.
Which probably won't be Jurassic
Park. We'll find out in 6 weeks, let's be honest. It's going to be like the day of recording. Owen, what movie we're supposed to watch? He's like, oh, shit. The Lost World. No. And then Cody's going to do Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, talking about going full circle. So that'll be the next episode that hits 3 digits.
Willy Wonka.
Probably.
Willy Wonka.
Willy Wonka.
Willy Wonka. The famous chocolatey.
Willy Wonka.
Willy Wonka. Willy Wonka. He likes to drink his beer.
Owen, I'll let you finish out the episode with,
The usual?
Well, no, not the usual. We don't want any moaning on this episode.
Start jerking off.
That tape was
there it is.
To Jurassic Park.
There it is. Welcome to the end of the podcast. Thank you for listening to this.
If you listen this far, please subscribe to the podcast. Rate us if you'd like. We're on social media.
Yeah, follow our Twitters. We just repost.
Oh, social media. My girlfriend showed me this video of this guy. I guess it was in Montana. And it's these two military guys. They filmed this dude who was making all these weird noises. And then he started crawling on all fours, walking up the hill to get to them, and they took off in their car. Well, my girlfriend is convinced, because she likes to, let her imagination run wild, that this thing was a skinwalker. They imitate humans, she says. I'm like, okay.
Wait, what? I've lost this. What was this? Was a video of a soldier-looking guy.
Yeah, I'll show it to you tomorrow at work. Well, this thing, it just shows him, he's like walking up the hill, but he's like, it looks like he's contorting himself, like Conjuring style. It's like fucking all weird. He's not saying a fucking word. He's like, rah, just making all these weird noises. And I was explaining to my girlfriend, like, look, I can understand if it was a skinwalker and he was imitating humans, but he was wearing pants with a belt and shoes, and he had male pattern baldness. I don't think a skinwalker is going to mimic baldness of a person. Let's just be completely honest. And she goes, his arms got longer. I'm like, sweetheart, if they didn't record this fucking video on some Motorola fucking Razr from 10 years ago, and it wasn't all pixelated and shit, you would be able to tell where the tree branch was and where the dude's fucking arm was. Because it does look like it merges together. It's like, holy shit, the long arm. But it's just because this motherfucker's pale as hell because he's probably fucking Mormon and he's on fucking crack or some shit. And the tree branch looks like kind of like gray, so it kind of blends in. But it's a fucking just weird fucking shit. I'll send it to you guys in a group chat. But it's just like, she goes to Skinwalker. I'm like, he wouldn't be wearing a belt. I'm just being honest with you, okay?
I don't get this fucking bullshit that is like this modern phenomenon where they're like, the Skinwalkers, no.
Well, people want to, like, you know, believe in, like, the supernatural shit. Like, there's somebody I work with, Owen, that believes that the Loch Ness Monster is real. And there's someone at work, I'm just kidding, he doesn't, it's somebody else.
Wait, who?
I said you, but I'm just somebody else.
Yeah, oh, Nessie. They just gave the Loch Ness Monster another tree video.
And, you know, like, you know, Bigfoot. I think there's some weird shit out there in the hills and the mountains and shit like that. Of course, me and Cody spooked ourselves talking about ghost stories at like 9 o'clock in the morning at his house in Springfield. And it's like, you know, we could get spooked on anything. I couldn't imagine going outside in the dark right now and be like, hey, is anybody out here? So, yeah. Anyway, that was fun. You still recording, Cody? If you turned it off.
Okay.
You motherfucker, I've been recording this whole time.
There it is. Bad wind shears, we have to drop pretty fast, so hold on, because this can be just a little flippy. Yahoo! Over here. And that peak, look, we'll have landed by the time you get it right. Come along.
Full 50 miles of perimeter fence are in place.
And the concrete moves, and the motion sensor tracking systems. Ronald, dear boy, relax. Try and enjoy yourself.
Let's get something straight, John. This is not a weekend excursion. This is a serious investigation of the stability of the island. Your investors, whom I represent, are deeply concerned. 48 hours from now, if they're not convinced, I'm not convinced. I shut you down, John.
In 48 hours, I'll be accepting your apologies. Slow down, slow. Stop.